Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Operant
ma'am.
conditioning.
Okay, okay,
Yes, ma'am. It is clear.
okay. So here it is about operant conditioning techniques. Whatever he introduced, it's about positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, and negative punishment. These are the four concepts introduced by Skinner. So to explain about how this occurrence or how one stimulus influences the behavior. Yes. So here how reinforcement or a stimulus. So here it's these theories, whatever we discussed, trial and error or classical conditioning, operant conditioning, all these talks about behavioristic viewpoint, means stimulus and response. Whatever the stimulus we receive, what's our response towards that stimulus? So if you receive positive reinforcement, yes, a person can strengthen the behavior. Negative reinforcement, he can what we can say, eliminate, or he can adjust themselves before the occurrence of a negative behavior. Then positive punishment is it's always it's unpleasant. Yes, both reinforcements, positive and negative reinforcements, are pleasant. These two adding the reinforcement to experience that pleasantness. But here positive and negative punishments, these two what we can say, we are using these two but to reduce the unpleasant behavior. But here what happened, we are actually removing from the person whatever the person actually desires for. Yes. So positive punishment is a direct punishment. What happened over there? Is this background music from my end or anybody else? Please all
It's
of
clear, madam. No background sound.
okay. Okay. So positive punishment is a direct punishment which we give to reduce this unpleasant behavior. Okay. Then negative reinforcement is reduce or remove a pleasant stimulus, the same. So giving shocks is a direct positive punishment. Yes. And taking away the mobile from the child is an example for negative punishment. Then yesterday we discussed about schedules also. Give me a moment. My laptop is on. Due to overusage, my system is not working. These are the reinforcement schedules. So fixed reinforcement or fixed ratio reinforcement. So here what happens, we are giving reinforces for the every specific number. Means if for example, we do assign some goals for the children or in the organizations for employees. Yes. So if an employee is given a work allotment, like every 50 packages, he is going to get 1,000 extra. Or child, if he able to complete 5 sums or 5 problems, if the child able to complete, he is going to get a what we can say, one reward. Yes, a recognition or star or something. So that's a fixed ratio. So person will have a clear idea when he or she is going to get benefited. Then variable ratio. Variable ratio is it's like all of a sudden the child will be rewarded or the employee will be rewarded. Yes. So no clue. It's like a chance. So this is more excitable compared to fixed. Fixed already the child or already the person knows about it. Okay, if I complete this task, then I'm going to be rewarded. Yes. After some time, the person may be losing interest in that. But variable ratio always maintains that curiosity that when I'm going to get. Yes. So it's a very much chance factor. Then fixed interval. So fixed interval is very much related to fixed ratio. Fixed ratio is specific number is assigned. Here, specific time will be assigned. Yes, the example is like people who earn a monthly salary. Every month is related to period, time bound. Their fixed ratio related to the stimulus. Then variable interval. Variable interval is, okay, monthly I'm going to get the salary that is reinforcer for me. But variable interval is all of a sudden I'm going to get some extra amount. Yes. So when I'm going to, maybe in the 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, I have no clue. So I'll know that he is somehow in this, during this 1 year, during any time in the 1 year, I'm going to get extra package or extra amount or something. So that is variable interval. So here variable ratio or variable interval are mostly maintains the motivation, or we can say that these two are chance factors and maintains that curiosity in the person. Yes, but absence of fixed ratio and fixed interval definitely the person, if they have no clue when they are going to be rewarded, then that leads to dissatisfaction in the person. Okay. So each one is important. Along with this, actually, in operant conditioning, he also came up with one more concept is known as shaping. So Skinner introduced the concept of shaping also. So shaping, to explain this concept, he actually experimented on pigeon. Yes. So he just provides grains to pigeon, and he taught the pigeon to walk in the shape of 8. Yes. So here what he did, he used the concept of fixed ratio. One minute. Let me stop this. It's creating a lot of disturbance. Is this clear? Whatever we discussed, reinforcement schedules. So shaping is, we actually uses this to modify one's behavior. So yeah, it's not there in my slides. But the concept of shaping is used to, we use the concept of based on fixed ratio. So once the pigeon able to walk the borders which was designed by the Skinner, once it's tried, then he again reinforced with the grains, and finally it made the pigeon to walk the way he wanted to. Yes. So here, in most of the cases, like for example, if anybody is having fears, phobias, Yes. So to reduce that phobia or reduce the fear towards a particular stimulus, so however they are showing some bravery towards to face that stimulus, so that that person will be reinforced. So insist in the concept of systematic desensitization or flooding, method of flooding, all these are the techniques of behavioral modification. So in this behavioral modification techniques, whenever you are using, actually we are using this concepts of reinforcement. We are providing some reinforcers to the individuals to change or modify their behavior. Yes, so there are various behavioral modification techniques. So there's CBT, REBT, and systematic desensitization, shaping, flooding. So all these concepts, techniques comes under behavioral modification methods. So all these are inspired by the concept of classical conditioning, operant conditioning. Yes, because these two theories were totally based on stimulus and response. Yes, whatever the stimulus you are presenting and what is the response from the person's end. Is it clear? All the three theories?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So in behavioral learning techniques, these two theories are very, very important. Most of the times, this classical conditioning and operant conditioning, you will get in the examinations.
Yes, ma'am. Noted.
Okay. The next theory is about drive reduction theory. So here it is about Clark Hull. So Hull's drive reduction theory. It is, you already studied this drive reduction theory in motivation also. Yes, this will be in a, see, whatever the learning takes place or depends totally on motivation. If you are not motivated to learn something, definitely you won't. Yes, if there is no desire, if there is no motivation to learn something, so do you think learning takes place over there? No, definitely not. We can't expect learning without motivation. Yes. So here what happens whenever the organism, yes, whatever it is, whenever the organism is deprived of something, maybe it's psychological or physical. Yes, deprived of psychological means what exactly? The psychological disturbances, or the person is not happy with the life, or the mood factors like balanced mood factors. Okay, then physiological, yes, what all, food, water, or anything. So whenever there is a deprivation in the body, psychological or physical, that definitely leads to some tension. Okay, so this we always try to reduce this tension, come out from this tension, and try to maintain this equilibrium or homeostasis. Okay, we try to maintain the balance of psychological equilibrium or physiological equilibrium. So once we achieve this balance or equilibrium, or what we can say, homeostasis, then the drive will be reduced, will be quite in a balanced state. So we don't want anything else. Again, after some time, so here what happens? Drive reduced. However, the drive reduced, the learning capacity also comes down. Yes, the learning capacity also comes down because the motivation has reduced. Once the person thinks that, yes, I have achieved whatever I want, then he'll be in a relaxed state, relieved from the tension. He feels, his organism feels it's totally in a balanced state. Yes, it's calmed down. It's for some time, means our motivation levels comes down, our drives will reduce automatically, our level of performance, our learning capacity also comes down. But it won't be for a longer time. Yes, after some time, again, we just look into another needs. Yes, again, drive will arise. Again, we try to achieve something new. So it's in a circle. So drive reduction theory, according to Hull, it's only about learning will takes place when there is a an imbalance in the organism, physical or psychological. Yes. For example, a child feels that I'm not really satisfied with whatever the marks I'm achieving. So definitely he tried to achieve it. Means there is some psychological imbalance. I'm not talking about the psychological disorders or something. No, no, no. What he wants to achieve, yes, what he wants to develop in him, that is not there. So I want to achieve that. Yes. Most of you, whoever is attending this class right now, you all are mostly well versed in your own fields. Yes, I'll in each and every batch I do see many police officers, teachers, lecturers, doctors. Yes, you all are good in your own field. You are successful, but still you wants to. Why you wants to learn psychology? You wants to add on one more degree to your qualification, or people thinks that they want to learn something. Yes, so here it is joining in this course has a different motive. Yes, so this motive is motivating you to learn or achieve something. So till what a person will drive with this motivation or need, then till that time the person shows very much interest or keen towards learning. Yes. So this also motivation also plays a major role in learning. Then Tolman's theory. What's this theory known as? So till now, whatever we discussed, all related to behavioristic theories. Yes. So now we are talking about cognitive theories. Unit 17. It's about social and cognitive theories. So not only presenting of the stimulus and reaction towards the stimulus only helpful learning. No. Other aspects also are cognitive aspects, how we think, how we reason the stimulus, how we analyzes the environment, yes, how we memorizes. So all these things also helpful for our learning. Along with this, we all live in societies, yes, in a social world. So we do observe this social world and we do learn from it. So social and cognitive aspects also equally contribute for one's learning. So in this cognitive category of learning, we can take this Edward Tolman's theory. Yes, so his theory is known as latent learning theory. Latent learning theory. So Tolman actually what he said, we are not so passive, totally dependent on reinforcements. Yes. So he was not totally against to Skinner's theory, but what he said, yes, reinforcement definitely. Yes.
పరువులు ఉన్నాయి, పరువులు ఉండాలనుకుంటాం అనుకున్నాడైతే ఇంట్లోనే కట్టబెడుతుంది.
Please, whoever it is, mute yourself.
బయటికి వెళ్ళక ముందు
Please identify and ask them to mute.
And you can mute everybody from your end.
I can do.
అయిపోద్ది ఇంక వీడియో మాట్లాడతారు. ఇది పెట్టి పెడుతుంది కదా
శ్రీనివాసరావు సార్,
వాళ్ళే కరెక్ట్ ముగ్గులు.
Sir, Srinivasrao sir, please mute yourself, sir.
Santosh Kumar and Srinivasrao, sir.
No, ma'am.
Okay, I'm muting everyone, please. Okay. So, according to this Stallman, human beings are not totally passive, who are not totally dependent on the reinforcements. Yes, we do think, we do analyze whatever we are learning, whatever we are doing. It depends on the person himself also. Yes, our brain actually contributes a lot for learning. Yes, so what he did to explain this concept, he conducted an experiment on rats again. Don't get confused like who conducted experiments on which animals. Yes, please make a chart of all these theories because all are equally important. Though this classical and operant conditioning is very, very important, but there is a chance that from questions from cognitive and social learning also equally important. So what the central concept of Tolman's theory is, see, we do discuss about mind mapping. Yes, how many of you heard about mind mapping?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, do you know what exactly it is?
Recollecting the past memories.
It's not only about past memories, it's about everything. See, for example, if you visited a place first time, then after some days, maybe after 2-3 days, again you have to visit the same place. Then again, I know there are people who get confused a lot to remember the places, but who can remember very well? I'm talking about them. So if that person visits first time, second time, if he is visiting the same place, whether that person is able to remember that location or not, those lanes and whatever he have seen, buildings or shops or malls, whatever it is, he should be able to recollect that information. How many times I have to mute?
I finished with Rosary, I finished with Divine Mercy, I finished with the meditation.
Okay. So, if anybody starts disturbing, it's very difficult to get back. Okay. So here we do recollect that information, or we do store that, our brain do store that information. Yes, related to the area, the people, not people, like places around. Yes, those malls and buildings and so many other things. So our brain actually captures all that information and stores. So when you are passing the same lane again, you can understand, yes, I passed through this lane only. I have visited this place and I have to go there. I have to turn left or right or whatever it is. So they can understand it easily. Yes. So here what it is, latent learning means, see, without your knowledge, our brain actually stores the information automatically. But when actually we uses this, when there is an reward, yes, if anybody asks you, do you remember that place when you visited, you will recollect that information. Yes, if there is no need, then that information stores but doesn't comes out. Yes, so when, though there is a reinforcement or not, our brain has a capacity to recollect the information, stores the information. Yes, but when there is an reinforcement provided, okay, so that learning takes place very quickly. We can memorize it very fastly, but we are not totally dependent on reinforcements. Are you getting what I'm trying to say?
Madam, is it a deja vu effect? Can we, somewhere I read it.
No, deja vu effect is totally different.
Yes, what?
No.
Oh.
Here the concept is we are not always looking for reinforcements. Always, whatever the act, whatever the behavioral actions taken place by an individual, you just think about yourself. Whatever the daily activities you are doing, are you, for each and every act, are you dependent on the reinforcement? Someone should appreciate me, someone should give some materialistic things to me. Are you very conscious about?
Ma'am, so if can I say that once we start, we finish a task, the reinforcement can be anything, even self-appreciation. So will that be?
Yeah, but you can't always self-appraise, no?
Not
We are not
requirement.
consciously, we are not appreciating ourselves, or consciously we are not looking for others to appreciate us. Yes,
Yeah.
sometimes we, most of the times we are doing things automatically.
Yes, ma'am.
No, but I think the sense of
Without expecting anything. We are learning, we are doing. Yes, always we are not looking for the self-satisfaction, or always we are not looking for others to satisfy us, or we are not looking for any materialistic reinforcement. No. We are learning many things without expecting all this. Overall, we are doing many things without expecting any reinforcement. Yes. So what is making it possible? Our brain itself. Our brain is learning. Ultimately, our brain is responsible for learning something. Yes. So if you are not getting any reinforcement, even though your brain does its work, but to exhibit that learning, whatever you learned, to exhibit it with more enthusiastically, quickly, yes, reinforcement is required. Okay, the child definitely, if you are teaching something, they are learning. Yes, they do learn. But when you appreciate, they learn more better, more quickly, because they are getting some recognition. So here his concept is, we do learn quickly when reinforcement is provided, but totally we are not dependent on the reinforcement. There's a very simple variation between this Skinner and Tolman. Tolman has given importance to our brain structure. Our brain automatically takes all the information, means we are learning without expecting of the reinforcement. But if reinforcement is provided, this learning process will be quicker. Yes. So what he did, he has taken rats. He has selected rats for his experiment. So he divided all the rats into 3 categories. Okay. So he has placed all these rats on a maze. As this is known as Tolman's maze, a puzzle box, a kind of puzzle thing. So here the task of a rats is to identify the location where they can go out from this puzzle or puzzle box. Yes, they have to trace the location from where they can move away from this puzzle. So what he did, he just placed first group of rats on this puzzle. So you can observe this trial and error learning takes place. Randomly they move here and there, here and there. Yes, jumps here and there on that puzzle box. You just imagine this. You may find all these experiments in YouTube, live experiments you can observe. So you will understand. So here what happens? First group of rats will be placed on this maze and they simply move on here and there. Then they do learn, definitely they do learn how to move away from this maze. So here what happens, he just waits, each and every rat learns the pattern of maze, how to move out. Yes, without providing any reinforcement. There is no reinforcement provided to the rats, simply placed on the maze, and they were randomly moving, and after a long time they understood how to get away from this maze. Yes. Then second group of rats. Second group of rats were provided partial reinforcement. Yes. Now and then, whenever they are making a right direction, yes. So reinforcement was provided. So bit early, these rats also able to learn. Then the third category, right from the beginning, the rats were reinforced. Yes, right from the beginning. Yes, Santosh Kumar.
Ma'am, like kids daily going to school, first intentionally they remember all the locations. Then after, without intention, they are going to their home like that, ma'am.
I didn't get.
Kids are going to school from their home to school by first day and second day onwards. They are first day and second day they are remembering the holdings and things every day. Then after, without intention, they are going directly.
Yes, they are going. See, you joined the child into the school, and in few days they have learnt it. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So if you are not giving any direction to the child, like there is a lane, you have to take a left there, and you just see that there is a mall, then from there you have to take a right. You are not giving any directions. Simply you are taking them to school and coming back. So they may learn the pattern or the area within 1 week.
Yes, like that only.
Yes. Then second, for the second group of children, what you are doing, you are giving the directions, like, see, there is a mall over here. From this, you have to go straight. So you are giving proper directions. This direction itself is a reinforcement. Means you are making their process more easier. Even though there is no direction, the child learned that area, but little later.
Okay.
Our brain definitely learns, but when you provide the reinforcement, we learn more quickly. That's the only difference.
Okay. Thank you.
Got it? Yes.
Yes.
So here the same thing he did with rats. First group of rats were provided no reinforcement. Second group of rats were provided partial reinforcement. Third group provided reinforcement at each and every area. So here what happens, though it's a partial reinforcement or the regular reinforcement, the rats learned with the same pace. Means here learning has taken place in all the three groups. Yes, overall learning has taken place in 3 groups, and by providing the reinforcement with the same speed, they have learned. So only the speed is different. Speed is the only difference while learning. If you provide the reinforcement, they will learn very quickly. If you are not providing, they will learn, but slowly. They exhibit it later. Okay, this is about Tolman's experiment. See, if you really require this PPT slides, please take a pic, or I'll send it.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, so the actual term for this is cognitive mapping. They do analyze, they do gather the information. Yes, it is known as latent learning. Latent learning is where the information will be there or stored in the memory, in the brain. But once you provided the reinforcement, that will comes out effectively. latent, later. Yes. Then insightful learning. So insightful learning is actually comes within the person. Yes, all of a sudden. So all these till now, whatever the theories we studied, all these by some external factors, some external reinforcement. Yes, not directly from within the person. So sometimes we do solve a problem, we do analyze something, or some creative learning takes place all of a sudden. Yes, if you, for example, if you are solving a puzzle, so you go on try for that, trying, you just couldn't find the response, find the answer for that puzzle. Then what happens? Most of the people, they'll just leave it, take a break for, yes, take a break from, wants to take a break from that. So later they can think freshly. When you are just roaming around or doing something, some irrelevant task like walking or watching something else, or watering to the plants, gardening or taking bath, whatever it is, when you are doing, all of a sudden people may get some creative idea how to solve the puzzle or how to end a poem. Yes, or how to answer for a mathematical problem or something.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, yes, sir.
Just can I? This is regarding learning, types of learning and how to do learning. I read it from
how
American
learning
Psychology
takes
Association.
place.
Yeah, can you hear me, madam?
Yes, yes, it's clear.
It is regarding types of learning and how to improve your memory while learning. So somewhere I did through American Psychology Association some videos in net. It says that there are a lot of different types of learning are there. One is focused learning. Those things are there which you improve your learning also. Like somebody like, car racing, goes fast in, getting memory improved. Not possible. Slow learners also, they come first. I think one of the psychologists who got Nobel Prize because of slow this thing, learning. That is one. Secondly, like he has given the example of brick wall construction. Now, once you brick wall constructed, leaves a gap for 1 or 2 days, again starts off. Because slow learning, like this today's class, you get the learning through this thing, memory. Now, memory, everything is not stored. You have to keep storing, like punching. I think this same learning, there is something, some principle, like theories of punching is there. You punch and store in the memory. Like if you give rest to your brain, the neurons are also charged and produced. So like that, punching is taking place in the memory and you store more memories on day by day. So if it is not there, what you take learning by insight or latent learning, everything is not in the brain.
Obviously, so then, sir, it won't be stay. That's the reason initially only we said it's a relatively permanent. It's not going to store for the lifelong. It never takes place. You need to, what we can say, you need to memorize it, or for storing it, everyday practice is required, or there are different techniques. Okay, even for learning also, this insightful learning, all of a sudden it comes. After some time, you'll forget this. I'm not saying that this will remain for a lifelong.
No, something you have not learned. Something is not in the memory. So then you are not taking this theory is not taking depending on much of reinforcement things.
You are talking about insightful learning.
Yes, I'm talking insightful learning. Latent learning, latent learning otherwise. So it's not there in the memory. So again, how they will do it then?
No, it is there in their memory.
Okay, then it has to be there in their memory.
See, sir, that's the reason I said if a child is going from home to school, yes, every day his brain is mapping the location. It's stored in the memory. Yes, then okay, without any storage, if you don't have any experience, if you don't have any memory, how the learning takes place? Some information should be there in your memory traces. So then only it will come out. somewhere it is stored in your memory. That is known as cognitive mapping. So that you will exhibit in your behavior when there is a strengthening of strengthening through reinforcement. Some reinforcement is provided to you, then that will comes out quickly.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yes. So whatever the learning takes place, motivation and memory are equally important. You should get first you should be motivated enough, then you are learning something. So simultaneously that information stores in your brain and coming, you are exhibiting through your actions. How we can say that the person learned this? Through his actions only. So what is the base for the action? His memory. Yes, sir?
I got it, but I'm talking of different this thing, like is not there. Like a child is coming back, he has learned that thing. For example, the child has not learned how to, what do you call, use a hockey stick, right? He's coming and somebody tells him, okay, play hockey. So it doesn't, it's not in the memory.
No.
So he has to learn that thing.
Yeah, exactly.
He has to learn that.
All of
it's
a sudden it won't take place. It's not there. It's not there.
It's not there. Latent learning is not there in the memory.
So what happens? There actually trial and error learning takes place. The child go on, tries something, he commits errors. So from each error, each trial, he is learning something. So whatever he is learning, that stores in his mind.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, whatever the initial learning. See, I'm never ever exposed in my life that I have to do it right now. Definitely trial and error learning takes place first. Yes. Then insightful, latent, 1 minute, sir. Insightful learning, latent learning, whatever we are talking, all this depends on our memory. Child is already exposed, already knows about, it's there, that information stored somewhere in the memory traces, he is getting it back. Yes, sir.
Psychomotor skills is called as it?
Psychomotor skill is, it's like how you are manipulating your hands and body to hold something.
After for 4-3 years you're not doing, and again it will be immediately coming down.
Sorry, sir.
If one activity is done 2 years back, psychomotor skills, then after 2 years, automatically it will become immediately. Just like driving, cycling.
Because that information is there already. You are experienced it already.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Motor skills are nothing but how you can use your hands.
This is the practice.
How you can use your body.
Yes.
Yes. Any other questions? Shall I continue?
Okay, man, continue.
So, insightful learning talks about a sudden learning comes within the person. Okay, it's kind of Yahoo moment. Yes, I got it. Oh, this is the way, let me try. Okay, if I do like this, I can solve the problem. Yes, so all of a sudden, without any effort, without any focus or attention, a solution comes within the person. So that is insightful learning. So here, for this insightful learning, actually Kohler conducted this experiment to explain about insightful learning with the help of ape. Yes, he conducted experiments on apes, chimpanzees. So the name of that ape was Sultan, very intellectual ape. So what he did, he just placed this ape or chimpanzee in a case. Then he hung the banana outside of the case. So now chimpanzee, this ape has to find a solution how to reach that banana. Yes. So actually this ape tried in so many ways, but from the case, it's just not able to reach to that banana. Then all of a sudden, this ape actually observes there is a stick lying over there in the case. Then it takes that stick and try to pull that banana. So before this ape saw that stick, there is no idea, or there was no what we can say solution. Yes, immediately by seeing that stick, by seeing that stimulus, so all of a sudden it gets an idea. Okay, let me use this. Yes. So this kind of learning is known as insightful learning. And here what happens compared to other learning styles, insightful learning is more stable for a longer time. So whatever the solution we have used, whatever the idea we got within us, that remains for a longer time compared to other learning methods. Okay. So first time he used with one stick, and second time he placed those bunch of banana more far away from the chimpanzee and placed 2 sticks. Now the second phase, the chimpanzee actually learned how to attach these 2 sticks and reach the banana. So each time it has come up with a unique idea, new idea. Clear? So these two, latent learning and insightful learning, both related to cognitive aspects of learning. Then after this, we should move. The next theory is about social learning theory. So here what happens, the social learning theory actually given by Bandura, Albert Bandura. So there is an famous experiment of Bandura's Bobodal experiment to explain about how a child learns aggression.
Ma'am.
Yes? Huh.
Small doubt, ma'am.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Which is the best learning practice, ma'am, to the kids?
No, we can't say that. We can't say this is the best learning practice, because each individual will have their own capabilities to learn. So whatever the method they opting, it's totally depends on the person.
Okay.
Yes, we do use all these methods. There is no such one very useful method or something. It's not there. Okay. We do use classical conditioning. We do apply operant conditioning. If you go on use this operant conditioning for the child, then what happens? Child will become more materialistic. Whatever they are doing, they expect something out of it. Yes. So we are not supposed to use any one method frequently.
Yes.
Depends on the situation. Have to use all the methods.
But insight learning is not possible every time, but the time is...
We should provide some chance for a child to think.
Okay.
Yes, that's the reason nowadays in CBSE, they are coming up with more creative ideas, like giving chance for a child to come up with your own responses for the questions, or come up with your own projects, or what your opinion on this. Yes, all these develops insightful learning.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
So Tolman's latent learning and Kohler's insightful learning both comes under cognitive category or cognitive aspect of learning. The next theory talks about social learning theory. Huh?
Ma'am, will the insight learning is in the children only, or anyone?
Ma'am, all these methods can be applied for all the age groups.
Yeah. Actually, as a teacher, most of the students insight learning, they will be observing. Means during the childhood of person, we observe more learning skills like this. Suddenly he draws pictures. Means before he didn't.
Okay.
He not even touched it.
Yes.
By observing others, he imagines himself to draw later. Will it comes under insight learning, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am, it comes under insightful learning. And if maybe whenever the child shows this kind of behavior, consciously or unconsciously, you might have praised the child.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it's a part of reinforcement also. See, whenever there is a learning takes place, we can't say it's only through trial and error or only through classical or insightful. It may be combination of one or two.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Knowingly, unknowingly, if we praise or if we discriminate or if we insult, that also stops learning or encourages the child to learn something else. Yes, to get that recognition or attention or something.
No, actually,
or to avoid the punishment.
If we won't apprise the child, but if we improve the things to learn that skill more, will it come under reinforcement?
Also, see, whenever you are praising the child, most of the times parent does a mistake, ma'am. Here, one tip for the parents, like whoever is growing children are there into your families, praising is important. Yes, that actually encourages their efforts. But here we are not directly to praise the child, but praise the act, whatever they did.
Yeah.
Yes, their performance, praise their performance, not the child directly.
Okay.
So that gives a motivation, unconscious motivation in the child that I am not great, but they praised my work, so I should improve my work.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the next time giving the opportunity to improve himself
Yes.
till it comes under reinforcement.
Yes.
Your learning skill.
Sorry, I didn't get.
If we prefer more items, more number of items to improve his skill, means whatever he did before, if we give the opportunity to improve himself in that particular thing, will it comes under reinforcement?
Reinforcement or?
Yeah.
Yes, it comes under reinforcement only. We are giving some scope to the child to learn.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
We are developing insightful as well as operant also you are using. Or we can say conditioning also. Like, okay, whenever my mother is there, I can learn really better. Yes, they can relate to you. So
Yes,
multiple things can take place, ma'am. It's totally depends on how we are analyzing the situation or stimulus.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So Bandura's social learning theory, it's the main concept of Bandura's theory is imitation. Yes. So learning takes place through imitation. Whenever we are observing an individual, yes, the child will observe. It's not only about the child, whomever, it's like we all do observe the people around us. Yes, we do get motivated. And that information, when we are motivated by the acts of others, that information, what they did, that will be stored in our memory. Yes. Then what we do, we try to retrieve that memory. There are 4 steps in the social learning process. Yes. First, we do observe. Yes. Second one,
not changed.
Second one, we get motivated by seeing their acts. Third one is memorizing. Fourth one, retrieving the information or expressing it. So when we are observing others, those others are known as models. Yes, that's the reason his theory also known as modeling theory. Yes, and social learning also known as, because we are observing the models and we are learning. So this observational learning, his theory also known as observation learning, social learning, and there is one more term for this observational learning is vicarious learning. Yes. Vicarious learning means learning by seeing others, by observing, learning by observing. Got it? The child imitates their parents. Child will imitate their teachers, imitates the people around. Yes, we have seen so many people cuts their hairstyle and other things. They do imitate the what main roles in the movies or serials mostly get influenced by film stars. Yes, what they are doing, first they are observing their dressing sense or hairstyles or their actions. Yes, then they'll be motivated by that. Then when we are getting motivated by seeing others, we do remember their actions. Yes, after that what happens, this stored information will be exhibited through the imitation. The final step is we are expressing that memory or motivation through our actions. So these actions are known as imitations. Are you following?
Ma'am, please change the slider, ma'am.
I did not prepare any slide on this information. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
There are 4 steps in imitation process: observation, motivation, memory, and retention. Sorry, retention or retrieving that information. Clear? These are the 4 steps which takes place in observational method. So this theory is Bandura's theory. There are different names for Bandura's theory. One is social learning theory. Another one is observational learning. Yes, Bandura's observational learning. And this observational learning is known as vicarious learning.
Ma'am, can you repeat the 4 steps, please? You said observation, motivation.
Observation, motivation, memory,
okay,
retention.
Retention is. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, vicarious learning.
What is self-contempt, madam?
Sorry?
Self-contempt. They have mentioned in Bandura's, madam. This can be obtained when we achieve the standards and the comparisons we set for ourselves. Bandura also shows that there is nothing more devastating than self-contempt. What contempt? What is that?
Self-contempt is nothing but we are not imitating each and every person. Yes, we are imitating the person whom we want to become. For example, a person is very much interested to become a good politician. Then he'll set a role model. Who is my role model to achieve like that? Yes. So maybe Mahatma Gandhi is a role model, or Modi is a role model, or somebody. Okay. So self-contempt is like, I am right now like this. How I am going to achieve what I should achieve. What is my goal? So the person whom I want to reach, that person is a model. I'm observing that person. I'm trying to imitate that person. That is my standard. I would like to reach over there.
No, ma'am, is asking meaning of self-contempt. So contempt is regarding
set
somebody
goals
as
for
worthless.
ourselves.
Sorry?
Sorry? Sorry, I didn't get.
Ma'am, I think I was trying to say contempt means when we regard somebody as worthless or very inferior, right? Disgraceful. So that we shouldn't be thinking about ourselves is what Bandura meant.
See, I am right now in the lower position. I want to achieve something else.
Okay.
Why we imitate others? Because I want to be like that. So people think I am at lower level. I should reach to that level. That's the reason they imitate. They observe people and they imitate.
To improve ourselves,
improve ourselves, to reach our goals, to reach our desires. Yes, if the person is fully satisfied, whatever others do, is there any way effect on me? No, definitely not. I'm not going to get influenced by any other person because I know fully what what I have, what I want. I'm just least bothered about others' actions. But when the person has this, what we can say, low self-esteem, or not exactly low self-esteem, but lost in their confidence or something, so always they set for some goals like, yes, I should be like this. I'm at one level, I should reach to next level. Okay, so we always set a role model from any, this role model could be anyone, maybe a parent, teacher, politician, or film star, or whoever it is. So we do use all these 4 steps, apply all these 4 steps and try to imitate. Yes, by imitating also most of the people learns. Will you give any example for imitational learning? Helping nature. Yes, if a child observes their parents are helping others, automatically the child learns that behavior by seeing their parents. Yes, prejudice, having a negative belief or negative opinion towards one particular group, one particular culture. So whatever the expressions given by their parents, the child observes and gives the same expression without having the content.
Madam,
Without having the proper information, why my parents hates that particular culture or something, I also starts hating. Yes, in India, you might have seen untouchability last for so many centuries. Why it happened? Because of the social learning. Each generation observes their parents and they too followed the same practice. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
That's then social learning theory. That is the concept of social learning theory. We do observe, we do imitate.
It can be positive and it can be
positive or negative, whatever. Addictions do takes place by social learning. Okay. I observe my friend who is enjoying by getting addicted to drugs or something, smoking or something. By observing peer groups who is enjoying while smoking, I also tend to involve in that act. Yes, peer pressure. So after this, once he very much clear about, oh, do I have this? Okay. Yes. So attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation. First, attention is we do observe. Then retention is we do memorize. Motivation takes place. Then reproduction means imitating the same. Okay. So after this, actually you have only this social learning theory. Later, he actually expanded his theory, is known as social cognitive theory. Okay. So first, initially, the 4-step process, whatever he explained, it talks only about social learning theory. But please tell me, do each and every child simply, not child, each and every person simply goes and imitates?
No.
No, ma'am.
Though I like one person, do I simply imitate?
No.
No, ma'am.
We don't do. We do first what we do, though that person is my role model or a person's role model, we definitely analyze what to focus on and what not to. Exactly, we are not going to imitate their behavior, but we are just taking the information how they did and we attach our own style to it. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
For example, I might be having my teacher as a role model. I might be liking their teaching styles. I just can't totally imitate the way my teacher taught. Yes, I may take a grasp of information like how she used to taught, then I may add my own style to it. Yes. So that's the reason he expanded his theory and he given a name as social cognitive theory. So cognition means our own thought process, our own perception, our own thinking. Yes. So all higher order mental process comes over there. So we do use our brain while imitating others. Simply, we are not just trying to follow their actions. Yes. So here in the social cognitive theory, he actually came up with one concept, one important concept. He introduced one important concept in his theory that is known as self-efficacy. Self-efficacy. Is there anyone who can explain about the concept of self-efficacy?
Ma'am,
No
efficacy
idea.
is when we are satisfied, complete satisfaction, where we are efficient at all levels. So when we consider ourselves very much efficient.
No. To some extent. Okay. Self-efficacy is one's own ability to understand whether they're able to complete the task or not. Yes. If I ask you people to just complete the entire book, whatever the material you have, completely read and come tomorrow. How many of you definitely raise your hand that all the 24 units, whatever you have, will complete reading and come tomorrow? Will anybody can raise hand over here?
When we thought we can finish that one, then only we can raise our hands.
When we think
But
it is achievable.
That's the reason. Why you are not raising your hands? Because you know that all 24 units to refer in one day is highly impossible.
Yes.
Yes. So you have that capability to understand what are your limitations and what are your strengths to complete one task. That is self-efficacy.
Okay. Means having understanding about our capacities, madam.
Yes, yes, yes.
Our efficiency levels. That's what I meant.
Yes. Yes. If our own efficiency levels or capabilities to complete the task. Okay. That is self-efficacy. So here, whenever we are saying, okay, I able to complete it or I'm not able to complete it, but on what basis you are saying this?
Our preferences and our timings, and it depends upon a lot of factors, our interest and our motivation.
Okay.
And efficiency of reading, the speed of reading.
Our previous
experience.
Our previous
Very
knowledge.
good. Previous knowledge. Very good. What else?
Realistic data that we have with ourselves, with understanding, clear understanding.
Realistic data. Okay. I'll give a situation. And see, you decided to learn the bicycle. Very simple situation. Yes. So, no, not decided. Somebody else, your parent, your father or mother asked you to learn the bicycle. Yes. So, you also said, yes, I will learn. On what basis you say that you will learn? Or if your parent asks, how much time you will take to learn this bicycle? Okay, we will take you for this training. But how many days you will take to learn this? How much you are thinking? You say, okay, 1 week. Clearly, very specifically, yes, within 1 week, I'm going to learn this bicycle. On what basis? Here you don't have any past experience.
We may have seen other people learning.
Very good. Yes.
First of all, it's a personal interest, madam. Depends on personal interest. We can take that task.
Our drive and motivation also, ma'am.
Okay.
And then by practice.
Along with all this, you have high motivation, you have your intention to learn something, you have keen interest in it, but still somebody said
based on my capacity also.
No, based on, okay, your capacity levels, very good. Yes, your capacity. Second one, somebody else said by observing others. You might have seen your friend learned in 1 week. So you might have think, yes, if my friend learns in 1 week, I also can learn 1 week.
Self-interest, madam.
Okay. So overall, there are 4 sources of self-efficacy. It's categorized into 4 sources. It is all again, see, your interest, motivation, your desires, all these comes under in these 4 categories only. So when you have all this, then only you'll be having this ability to analyze yourself. So first source is your own capabilities. Yes, if you think you have that capability, means your own experiences. So previously you might have did that task. So based on that experience, you are saying, yes, earlier I able to do this. So now also I can. It was easy that time. So now also it will be easy for me. I can finish it off. Already you have experience in the similar situation. So based on that, you can come up with an ideology whether you are able to complete the task or not. Second one, you might have seen your peer group, the person who is having similar skills, similar capabilities with like you. If that person able to complete, then you think that, yes, if that able to complete, I also can complete. This is the second source. And the third source is, most of the times, if you see, people will encourage, though we don't have that, what we can say, confidence, whether I able to complete or not, people around us, they will encourage us. Yes, you don't know about your capabilities, you can finish it off. Yes, we know that you have that capability, that skill, you can do it. So we have that confidence in you, so you can do it. So because of others' encouragement, definitely we'll develop that confidence in us. How many of you knows about this Ramayana mythology, Hindu mythology? Yes, where Hanuman have to, yes, Hanuman have to what it called?
Yeah.
Have to go Sri Lanka. This Jambavanta and others actually encourages Hanumanta. Then he will get that confidence, and with that confidence only he can fly. Yes. So that is one factor where others motivates us. Through this motivation also we develop that confidence. Yes, we can achieve or we can complete the task. Okay. And one more aspect. So one is past experience. Second one is by observing others. Then third one is by the encouragement. And fourth one is about energy. Yes. So this is like the people will have some energy in them. Yes. So it's arousal, they itself, that some psychological or physical energy that itself motivates the individual to achieve something. Yes. For example, in the organization, all of a sudden a manager, a tough manager comes and calls an employee. The employee is already terrified by seeing that manager, and he calls him and suddenly he praises. Yes, like I did not expect this performance from you, but you really did well. I'm very much happy. You just imagine a tough manager, if he praises, how it feels. It really gives a motivation, encouragement. Yes. So after praising, he says that I'm assigning another task to you. I'm not going to give this task to anyone, but I feel you are capable enough to complete this. So especially I'm assigning this task to you. by so much of trust. So when you are receiving this kind of task from others, that itself gives an energy. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the 4 sources. Will you zoom it? Okay. So this vicarious, okay. Yes. So vicarious experience is nothing but observing others. You are observing your own classmates. Keep it for some time, no? So is this clear? These 4 concepts? This is actually not there in your syllabus. It's only about social learning is there, not the social cognitive theory. Social cognitive theory or self-efficacy is not there, but it's really good to know. Then he actually proved his theory that definitely imitation or learning takes place through observation. He conducted an experiment. Because without evidence, we can't show anything, no? So he conducted an experiment on children, yes, pre-primary school children. So what he did, he used a laboratory for his experiment. Then the stimulus which he used to experiment on children was Bobo doll. How many of you know about Bobo doll? The doll which we give a punch, again it will falls and come back.
Rebounces back.
Yes. So that Bobo doll, he is used as an instrument to conduct an experiment on children. So what he did, it's actually very famous experiment, but ethically it's not acceptable. Yes. So the whole central concept of his experiment was when children was observing that Bobo doll, he placed a few models, a few female and male models. They were actually hitting that Bobo doll. You just imagine the situation. A Bobo doll was placing in a room and you just takes a child. So a Bobo doll was placed and you are just asking a child to be with the Bobo doll without any prior information. What the child might be does with the Bobo doll?
He might not do anything.
Yes, he might have touched that Bobo doll.
Yeah, just
check. Yes, what it is. He might have play like a teddy. Yes, but here
explore the how it functions and how it is.
Yes. He might have play very softly with the Bobo doll. So what he did before allowing to touch the Bobo doll, what he did, he just placed a few people over there in that room, and these children, 37 children, he has taken for his experiment. And what he did, he made them to observe what these people are doing with that Bobo doll. So these people aggressively hits the Bobo doll. Yes, they will just take away all their aggression and all negative emotions on the Bobo doll. So what these people are observing, few people are hitting. Yes, I'll end.
Aggression.
University people are asking me to end the session. So here, children actually learned the aggression, yes, from their models. So by observing, definitely we do imitate, we do learn something. That is the whole concept of social learning theory. So here he has taken the concept of aggression, how children will learn the aggression. So you might have nowadays most of the teens, most of the parents were complaining that their teens showing so much of aggression. So they have to self-analyze Like, did they are showing aggression in their families? Yes, somewhere they might have taken that. Aggression is not an inborn quality, totally not an inborn quality. It's a learned behavior. So they might have seen somewhere people there how they are showing aggression, and they are also imitating the same. Okay, this is about today's session, and next Saturday, I think it's the last class, no? Okay, so
Don't know, madam.
okay. So next class we will start this memory topic, and though it's the last class, I have taken the number of I think what's his name, Rajnikant Karu. I'll give my number, so whenever you all are free, you can approach him. So we'll have a class.
Excuse me, madam.
Formally, we can have a class. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is regarding this, all these theories you taught, like Tolman, Kohler, and Bandura's. Okay. Now, earlier also you told the theories, like yesterday, regarding, other theories, like Pavlov, Skinner, right? So, as I understand, these today's class theories having more human element, right? Over those theories. And also, these theories are telling us that we are using our cognitive skills. The child can learn things better with more humanity inside. Am I correct, madam? Or some other points which it scores better than earlier?
Cognitive and social, whatever related to human beings. But previous theories, whatever we studied, it's totally about stimulus and response.
Yes, that's what.
Wherever the environmental factor situations takes place, how we are reacting towards it.
Somebody asked questions like, in which way this social and cognitive learning is better than earlier theories. So I can only find one or two, that's all.
Important, sir. It's not like only one theory is greater than the other or important than the other. We can't say that.
Okay. Then the self-efficacy thing you told, it's not in this manuals.
That's what I'm saying. It's not there in your syllabus. It's an extension of.
Which is a book it contains, because I'm not bothered about the exam.
Books you can, mostly this will be there in social psychology textbooks.
Okay, social psychology.
Not in principles of psychology, but this is an extension in social psychology.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Or theories of personality. Any of these two books you can find this extension of the theory.
See, one class you are not there. I think some Professor Anuradha not yet had come.
I don't know. Okay.
One of the classes, she is a research scholar.
Okay.
Pursuing her PhD.
Okay. She is from HCU.
Yeah, from this Central University.
Okay.
She had taught theories of emotion. So today's when some of the whole subjects under the thing, a lot of gray areas are there. We ask questions on theories of emotion. Very important topic. And today you cannot, because the classes are over. Time is over. Next time questions are there.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. You can leave and join the next class.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, ma'am.